The UK is not bad, but the culture is. Now, I've learned that from over 2 years of travelling outside of the UK in the last 3 to 4 years. The UK needs to sort it out because people are not succeeding, and when people try and succeed, they are not celebrated in doing so. If you're stuck in the UK, be more like the Americans. Buying a house is one of the worst things you can do in the UK. And I'm 29 years old, I've lived in the UK my entire life. And every single year I've got older, I've spent more time out of the UK for a very specific reason. Everyone in the UK seems to be limited by just limiting beliefs and won't exert free will. I've been outside of the UK this year so far around about 8 months, and there's been a reason for that. The culture is awful. People in the UK moan, they don't exert free will, they don't start YouTube videos, they don't put themselves out there. In the UK, you see American people, you think they're very over the top, you think they're loud, some people think they're obnoxious, and they're not. They're just exerting free will, and they have very good social skills to the level where it should be. The UK people mope around. They moan about the weather being bad, which isn't bad all the time. And even some of the time it's very nice. The rain in Wales, the rain in Scotland, the rain in London can be very nice on a very nice morning day. Now, people moan about this. It's just the culture of English people. I don't like that. And I'm English. And I'm 29 years old. I've lived in the UK my entire life. And every single year I've got older, I've spent more time out of the UK for a very specific reason. I didn't know what the reason was before, but I went travelling, first of all, 3 months outside of the UK in Europe. I went to Lauterbrunnen in Switzerland. I went to Lausanne, also in Switzerland. I went to Austria, stayed there for a month. And I went to Luxembourg. And I drove the whole of Europe, basically. Went to Italy, Lake Como. And the things I learnt from that were profound. I went there in escape of the UK, and I came back with appreciation for the UK. It's not where you are, it's the culture you surround yourself with, and you have a choice everywhere you go which culture you surround yourself with. If you don't like the environment, if you don't like the people around you, you can change that. You want to be more healthy, then start going to a running club that allows a slow pace and eases you into it, and start speaking to the people, you start emulating who they are, and you start becoming the different qualities that they have, you start embodying them. Like, that's just one example. I do a 5k every Sunday now, and I've missed the last 2 because I've been busy, but as a rule, I do a 5k every Sunday now with a running club of mine, and my friend owns it. And it's been great. There's like 5, 10, sometimes 15 people, and we all do calisthenics afterwards sometimes. And it's just a great means to actually put yourself out there and go into a group of people you didn't know beforehand, but they're all like-minded, all striving for better, all trying to be healthier, and it's a Sunday morning at 9 a.m. you can do that. Now, for example, I'm off to Wales in about 8 hours with a friend of mine for 4 days, travelling to Wales, about 4 hours from where I am. I'm driving there. I'm also working today, so I've got to get that done as well. But I'm driving there, we're camping, we're climbing mountains, and we're just having a good time. Like, you have the ability to do that at any point. Anyone. If you have a car or a means of accessing trains or public transport, which nearly everyone in the UK does, then you can do that. You can simply grab a train, go on a flight to Scotland. You can go to Wales anytime you like. It's so cheap. You can spend a few days there, you can spend a week there, a month, whatever it may be, and you can inject yourself into a different culture within the UK. And you can see the different cultures. And it's widely accepted people in the UK don't celebrate success. And they don't like to see people put themselves out there. People don't like to see other people being better than them. And you can just see the culture that they've embodied trying to pull them down. And you just can't allow that. If you film yourself on camera in the UK, people look at you so strangely. They don't care after 5 seconds, but so you can't let that stop you. But they'll look at you just like you're doing that most weirdest thing ever. The number one comment is they think you're being self-centered and vain, when it's just completely not the case. Some people maybe, but it's just putting yourself out there and getting your voice out there. And we can't allow the UK to fall to that. And I've not even touched on the political side of stuff. Like, our Prime Minister, I don't know about politics. I don't follow it, never have, and I don't think I ever will. It's never given me anything. Every time I've seen politics, they bring in different people, but the same stories. They always overpromise and underdeliver, and then everyone's always moaning about that, and nothing changes. So there's no point, in my opinion, following politics. Of course, we can all do our part. So it starts with the individual. So how do we get around this? So it starts with the individual. You need to realise, okay, I'm in a culture that maybe doesn't align with who I want to be in the future. If that's the case, change up who you are as an individual, search out what your values are and what you want to do in life. If you want to be healthier, start to search out a running club. on a Sunday where you can fit that time in to do running with people that are like-minded. If you want to be successful in business, then start surrounding yourself into free seminars, for example, in the UK. Start going to networking events on Saturday and Sundays in London about the topic that it is that you want to get into in business. If you want to be a YouTuber, start doing a daily video like I am today. Oh, and by the way, today is day 4 of waking up at 4 a.m. for 30 days. Now 31 days because the second day in, I woke up at 8:30 a.m., which is funny. So yeah, it's day 4 of waking up at 4 a.m. and that's already an example. Like, it's 4 days into doing YouTube and I've exerted free will by, number 1, filming on camera. I'm in the UK, the weather's shit, it's 4 a.m, it's very dark. I'm doing this all before work to buy back my time, get this done, tick off something of mine, which is a goal of mine, to start a YouTube channel and just put myself out there more and become more confident on the camera. All while in the UK, it's just how you rearrange your mindset and what culture you surround yourself in. It's not the UK, it's the culture. The number 1 thing I learned was from all this traveling, when I came back, it wasn't the UK, it was the culture. You need to bring lessons from cultures from outside of the UK. If you're stuck in the UK, quote unquote, which I don't believe anyone is stuck anywhere, you can go anywhere. You can get a ticket to Amsterdam right now for $30, one example. But yeah, you're not stuck anywhere. But if you do feel stuck, then start changing who you are and start changing the culture in which you embody and just do better. Be more like the Americans. Be more outgoing. Be more loud. Be more expressive, and etc. If you just do that, you see all these people on YouTube and a lot of them are American, you'll notice. And the reason for that is because they're more outgoing and success is more widely accepted and celebrated. Now, the UK needs to sort it out because people are not succeeding, and when people try and succeed, they are not celebrated in doing so. We need to change that. Now, Simon Squibb, great guy. Funny story actually, I almost crashed my car because when I saw him in Hampstead where I used to live, I just saw him out the window. I was on the way to work and I looked and I double looked and I almost crashed my car into a really high half-meter curb on the side of the road in Hampstead. He'll know where that is. But yeah, that was great. And that was before he blew up. But anyway, he's blown up now and his mission is to change the education system in the UK to something that's much better, something that doesn't just teach you blind education and topics which aren't going to be used and actual life skills. He homeschools all his children. He says do not buy a house. Buying a house is one of the worst things you can do in the UK, especially at the age of 20 to 30 to 40 years old even at the moment. It's one of the worst things you can do. And settling down, having kids, whatever it may be, if you want to do all this stuff, just have a plan before and make sure you can afford these things. So many people make mistakes and they're easily done, but do not allow the UK to affect how your life pans out. As simple as that. Alright guys, see you tomorrow for day 5 of waking up at 4 a.m. And maybe I'll talk about the UK a little bit more, maybe something else. But if you found value in this, and take it from me, I've travelled thousands of miles around Europe. I've been to South Africa for 3 months twice this year. I've been to countless other places in the UK multiple times and I've seen all of it, and this is the lessons I got from it. People abroad are more outgoing, people abroad are more accepting, people abroad widely accept success and celebrate it, and the UK are limited by people not putting themselves out there, and it starts with the individual. See you tomorrow.